Leon, I've been able to get some new info that might help you.
Fill me in.
Apparently, there's a religious cult group involved. They're called the Los Illuminados.
Los Illuminados? That's a mouthful. Anyway, I had an unexpected run-in with the big cheese of this village.
But you're okay, right?
Yeah, but he could have killed me, but he let me live. And he mentioned something about me carrying the same blood as them. Whatever that means.
Carry the same blood. Huh. Interesting.
Anyway, there are more important things than solving riddles right now.
You're right. Hurry and find that church, Leon.
Well, that encounter with Chief Mendez didn't go so well from the previous episode. Welcome back, my friends, to Resident Evil 4 ASMR. Oh, not again. Seems familiar. A woman in a red dress. Woman in red, somehow so familiar. Welcome to this episode of Resident Evil 4 ASMR. In the previous episode, we encountered Chief Mendez, the leader of this small group in the village. And we got round 2. But that didn't go so well either. This handsome-looking guy here is now 2 up from each encounter. This must be a painting of that church we're looking for. Hope Ashley's still okay. The house is relatively quiet. Looks like the people in this house eat like normal humans. An incendiary grenade could be useful. We need to mess around with inventory space, but we can make some room. Very packed at the moment. But you never know when we might need all this equipment. Some pesetas? Nice. Gracias. It looks like the people here carry out their lives like ordinary people. They even read books. So some ganados conduct themselves more than regular people. Whoa, maybe a little too close to home there. I hate to just dump someone while they're peeing, but finish up in there, buddy. Take your time. I don't want to invade anyone's personal space. Oh, okay. Give him time to zip up. He's eating up bullets. Okay, that should finish him. Shotgun shells. Nice. Nice environmental damage. After shooting him in the head, a bullet went through the door. Looks like they use toilets. At least they're somewhat civilized. Wasn't expecting to find someone in there. It's a painting of a lake. Maybe it's around here somewhere. Perhaps we'll find out later in this video. See if there's anything to look around at. Uh-oh. Dr. Salvador. The chainsaw ganado. As always, avoid him at all costs. A single hit from Dr. Salvador kills you instantly. But this time we have a hell of a lot more firepower than we did when we first encountered him. Into the house. Take cover. much more firepower compared to before. Evade. Kick. TMP to the rescue. Deal lots of damage in a short space of time. Stay out of range, that is absolute key to taking down chainsaw ganados. Eliminates the risk. They don't attack you with ranged attacks whatsoever, but one hit and you're dead. Okay. Stopping power, vital. Gives us time to reload. Save some bullets to stagger him. Keep him on the floor as long as possible. Maximize the amount of damage dealt and the amount of time it takes to recover. Minimize the amount of time it takes to recover. Nice. Dr. Salvador goes down. Got a ruby. Very valuable. We should sell that to the merchant later. TMP coming in very handy, dealing a lot of damage in a short space of time. Hence, why it's going to be my best buddy throughout this playthrough. I'm going to use a lot of weapons in this playthrough, as many as possible. I will have a slight bias towards the TMP though. After all, it's very useful in pretty much every situation, as well as the fact it's used by my favorite Resident Evil character. We have ganados in the distance. It's time to take out our sniper rifle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Adios. Auf Wiedersehen. Very satisfying bolt action reload there. Utilizing all of your equipment at the appropriate times will maximize your chances for success. The TMP is very good at crowd control and dealing raw damage. Handgun's good for regular ganados, and the bolt action is slow but very powerful and can attack from a distance. And the shotgun, very powerful and good for spreading amongst groups. Combining all of these equipment together can make Leon a one-man army if played right. So, go back to our basic. Crow's nest. Sometimes crows like to pick up shiny objects. So, we got a gem there we can sell. I won't directly harm animals, but if the nest happens to have a shiny stone, then I'm taking it. Unbar the door. We're back in the village. This time much better equipped, thanks to our friend the merchant. Thank you. Right. Lots of enemies here. Let's see. Incendiary grenade. Create a wall of fire, defend ourselves. One down. Next. Great stopping power on these rifles. By moving to the front of the village, no one can creep up behind us. So we can funnel out the enemies, no matter their numbers, and take them out. Create a firing squad. Giving us time to reload and assess the situation. Hey, a gold chicken egg. I swear, this is the magic of recording for ASMR. I never ever get that lucky with RNG in games. I would maybe occasionally get like a chicken egg or two in a playthrough, but to get two so close to one another, It only happens when I'm recording, doesn't it? Right. There's still enemies nearby, hence the creepy music. Where are they? Ah, there he is. Bang. Moon. Ah, I see you. Send him to the Shadow Realm. There we go. Area secured. All that's left is a cute little cow over there. Maybe a chicken or two if they haven't run off. Now with the key from Chief Mendez's house, we can open this door with the Los Illuminados symbol. Opens the door of the house in the village. Let's give it a try. Just my microphone, excuse me. Okay. Ah, there's that song. My favorite track in the game. As soon as you hear this, you know it's a safe place. I like when games actually give a save room a theme song. It's that instant sensation of, I'm safe. So, we got a bunch of TMP ammo. Very useful indeed. Now we had a little moment to relax, let's continue forwards. Still gotta rescue Ashley, don't we? Handgun, TMP, bolt-action rifle, shotgun. We're well equipped. Check this out, a small gameplay feature to show you all. Now if you look on the map, thanks to the treasure map we purchased from the merchant, we can tell where treasures are on the map. Minor treasures are not covered, but major ones are marked. So, if you shoot down this lantern, we have this, a minor treasure. You can find these just about anywhere, hidden away. Thanks to the treasure map we bought from the merchant in the first episode, we can tell exactly where high-value treasures are. The one-of-a-kind kind of stuff. So we know in this room approaching, we're going to find one. Check this out. Now by shooting this lantern, it reveals things embedded in the ceiling. This attention to detail is fun. So we have an elegant headdress, as well as two minor treasures. It's money all the same. We can always make good use out of our cash to upgrade our weaponry and buy new toys to play with. Yeah, we got plenty of stuff to sell. We just need to find the merchant, don't we? Hopefully he appears at some point. The rare stone set in this headdress is made of one of a kind.
Got something that might interest you.
Speak of the devil. The merchant is here.
Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
Stranger, any luck with the blue medallions? Remember, shoot 10 or more to get your specialized gun. Thank you.
Selling.
Let's sell some stuff for a lot of pesetas.
I'll buy it at a high price. Thank you. I'll buy it at a high price.
It's a lot of cash we're gonna make here. So you don't have to explore the game and get any of these treasures, but it's a nice reward for doing so. This is why I like to go the proper exploration route for the purposes of an ASMR relaxing playthrough video. Because I want players to just watch this and see as many potential options as we can.
Is that all, stranger?
Sell the 2 gold chicken eggs. I got plenty of ways to heal myself. Now, we have a little bit of room for this. A stock.
Stranger. Now that's a weapon.
Tempted to get a rocket launcher. It's a very powerful weapon. However, we're managing just fine right now. Instead, we're going to buy something more steady and reliable. So we're going to have to make some room. I'm going to get a stock for the TMP. What is that, you might ask? Well, I'll demonstrate in a moment. Just need to make some room. I need to rearrange all this. Sell some stuff.
Is that all, stranger?
I have enough healing items. I think I'll be able to manage.
What are you buying?
So,
Is that all?
I'm going to make some room for a stock for the TMP, which is going to be extremely useful. It is my favorite weapon in the game, so I want to use it at its maximum efficiency. There we go. Nice. It's a little tight for space for now, but we'll make some room later on. Just rearranging all this, excuse me. Just rearranging away. Excuse me. Keep my healing section up the top left. See why I sold the chicken eggs? I got so many options. Green and red makes for a full heal, and we still have our original first aid spray, which we arrived in the mission with. Yeah, we got a good amount of room here. Nice. Neat and organized. Our TMP, a scope for the bolt-action rifle, the bolt-action rifle itself, shotgun and handgun, well equipped. First of all, I'm going to spend this money we made on upgrading the TMP. So, we can increase its ammo capacity. It can hold 50 bullets now.
Is that all, stranger?
The reload speed, and slightly increase the firepower. Doesn't seem like much so far, but it will build up over time.
Is that all?
Increase our starting pistol's power.
Is that all?
These upgrades start out minor and get more and more broken and overpowered as you play the game. But priority 1 for myself is to upgrade the TMP. I'm going to spread the money around a little bit with the upgrades. But most important is my base kind of weapons. So handgun and TMP take priority, unless I feel like something's coming up that should be important.
Is that all? Is that all?
Increasing ammo capacity can be useful as well, because it means the gun itself can hold bullets that you might not have room in the case for. Now, let's show you our new equipment, the stock for the TMP. This allows us to absorb the recoil, a stock for the 9mm TMP. This turns it from a machine pistol into a proper submachine gun. Now, it is a lot more stable to aim and fire. This is part of what makes it my favorite. It's pretty much the closest you're going to get to an assault rifle in this game. Now, moving forwards. Let's test out our new TMP with the stock. Look at the map. Ah, interesting. So, this must be the cemetery. The merchant told us if we shoot enough blue medallions, we'll get a free upgraded gun. So let's see if we can find these medallions while we're here. After all, it's a freebie. Might as well enjoy it. There's also crow's nests here, with nice treasure to be Found. Ominous. Squawk. Right. Enemy sighted. Adios. Someone else. Where are you? Spider senses tingling. There you are. Off to the Shadow Realm with you. Another reason why I love the TMP so much, as we shatter this blue medallion, 8 out of 15, is that you get a lot of bullets, meaning you can just use a single bullet if you so choose. You can attack with multiple bullets at once or a single one, so it's multi-purpose, this weapon. You can use it for pretty much everything, which is why I love it so much. And the fact it's accurate and reliable. This is the weapon I'm going to prioritize upgrades on whenever possible, because it really does build up into a completely broken weapon, but it's also very fun. Twins must be buried under this grave. This insignia is a little different. Maybe they're different for all the graves. They wouldn't put this detail in the game if it wasn't there without a reason. Enemies. Dynamite. See if we can shoot it. Running enemies can be eliminated by shooting the legs and then shooting the head. See if he throws dynamite. Tango down. Nice. TMP's very good at intercepting dynamite in midair, because if you miss, you're giving them a barrage of bullets. So it makes it much easier to do tricky maneuvers like that, and defend yourself. It's very satisfying where you shoot one bullet, explode their own dynamite in their own faces. It's extremely satisfying to pull off. Now, thanks to that map from the merchant, we also know exactly where all the medallions are. Whereas in the farmhouse in the first episode, we had to figure it out for ourselves, because we hadn't met the merchant yet. The church. It won't open. It's a round hole. Maybe something fits in here.
Hunnigan, it's Leon. The door's locked. I can't get in.
Didn't they teach you how to pick locks at the academy?
Yeah. There's some sort of indentation, like something might fit inside.
Well, there's no use standing around. Leon, you have to find some way or something to get inside.
Well, if only we had some kind of master of unlocking around. But no luck so far. 11 out of 50 medallions. We've got enough to get a free gun off the merchant, but let's get all of them. It would have been cool if you got a reward for getting all 15, but hey, freebie's a freebie. Before we go around here, let's reload. A wise move. Mirror force activated. Rebound their own dynamite back in their faces. So the dial moves in increments of 3 or 4. These symbols all indicate something from the Los Illuminados. Los Illuminados. Must be those gravestones that we saw earlier. So let's see. Gotta look for anything that stands out when we go down there. Isn't that a beautiful weapon? Continuing on. So this is an M-shaped insignia. Y-shaped insignia and an S-shaped insignia. Or a Z, depending what you see. Okay. I think I've got this puzzle figured out. This hill. There's a little treasure inside there, so I want to solve this puzzle to get it. After all, it's more money in the long run. Wonder who put this inside here. So we can only move in increments of 3 or 4. So, go in a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Then we'll reset this. Turn it up to 4. No, 3. Cancel that out. Cracked it open. We got the green cat's eye. Lovely. This is a treasure that can be attached to another treasure. So, we can combine this with a treasure we already have, the beer stein. With this, the total value of the beer stein dramatically goes up. So you can sell the beer stein on its own and it's worth a decent amount. But if you can get all 3 cat's eyes, well, it's very valuable. Just a little bonus way to encourage you to only spend and sell wisely. We missed a medallion. There's 4 of them in this area. We don't need to, but we might as well just get it. Just for completionist's sake. So there's 1 up here. Bang. 12 out of 15. Always good to make a tactical reload. Even if it's a single bullet, I do this in shooting. Games with shooting-based mechanics. Excuse me. Games with shooting-based mechanics. Never know when you might need it. That one bullet could be the difference between staggering an enemy that could kill you in 1 hit. There's a surprising amount of those in this game. Not just Dr. Salvador, the chainsaw buddy. Lots of enemies can just kill you in a single hit, so it's always good to be prepared. There's a medallion down there. Can we get it? Take a breath. Got it. $14 out of 15. Bolt action rifle. Scout the area. Enemy. Get ready for the shadow round. Adios. Once again, long range attack. Very useful. Disposing of that enemy before he even becomes a factor. All 50 medallions discovered. Next time we bump into the merchant, we'll be sure to claim that free gun. Hopefully it's good. Snake! 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 Good thing that thing never bit us. Closer of the church. Regarding the 2 fugitives, the apprehension of Louis is our top priority. The American agent at distant second. What Louis stole from us is far more important than the girl. Louis. Sarah. Wonder where he is. Unless we get it back, the girl will become useless to us. We must get it back to execute our plan to the end. If it gets in the wrong hands, the world would become a totally different place than what Lord Sadler has envisioned. At all costs, we mustn't let that happen. Nevertheless, we're not letting go of the girl. To ensure the agent does not get to her, I've locked the church door where the girl is being held. Anyone who needs access to the church must first get approval by Lord Sadler. There is a key beyond the lake, but it should be safe now that Delago has been awakened by her lord. No one will get across the lake alive. Plus, our same blood courses through the agent's veins. It'll just be a matter of time before he joins us. Once he does, there will be no one left alive who will come looking for the girl. Remember, Leon's doing this entire mission while infected with Las Plagas. That snake tried to bite us, but I still don't want to hurt it.
Ah, thank you, Alakazam.
Anytime, Snake. So, moving downwards. Looks like a heavily fortified area. Many crows. You hear that? That's not your stomach, is it? No, there's something behind this big steel gate. You can hear something growling from the other side. Well, it's a good thing it's behind there, not out here. Handgun ammo and a minor treasure. I hope you're enjoying the playthrough so far, my friends. Let me know what you think in the comments section. What do you think about Resident Evil 4? Not even just for ASMR. What do you think of the game in general? How do you like to play the game? Are you a newcomer? What do you think of it so far? Think this game still pretty much holds up? I'd be interested to know your opinions. Still, I'm deeply enjoying this playthrough. This game is an all-time classic. Two doors. Check the map. One is to a big area, probably with enemies. But there's the option to save and the merchant down here. We need to go see the merchant anyways. Claim a free gun. Quite a cozy little setup he's got over here. The blue lantern means the merchant is nearby. A friend. There's enough weapons here to start a small war. Good. We'll be waging one with the enemy. We'll need all these weapons to secure victory.
Got some rare things on sale, stranger. Well done, stranger. So you've shot enough number of medallions. Like I promised, go claim your specialized gun in the buy screen. Don't worry about money. This one's on the house. The Punisher. This 9mm handgun will blast a hole through 2 enemies. So, it's down to personal preference if you stick to the original handgun or the Punisher. What are you selling?
So, I deeply enjoy the original handgun. For the purposes of recording this ASMR playthrough, we're going to try out the Punisher for a little bit. I want to show off all weapons I possibly can. Now there are some weapons that are going to be a permanent addition to our arsenal. But for now, let's give a go with the Punisher and show you what this free weapon is like. It makes sense to display this weapon, after all we don't have to pay anything for it. So, the merchant will take good care of our handgun for us. And then, if we want another one, we can just buy it back. So he'll take good care of it. So if you change your mind on a weapon, you can always get it back. Looking at the specs, it's up to your own personal opinion what is better. The regular handgun or the Punisher. For my final loadout by the end of this game, I have my mind on a completely different handgun. But for now, the handgun and the Punisher will do. These will keep me going until I find the gun I want to settle on for the end game. So, the Punisher comes with a free firepower upgrade, so it's already got a pretty good kick. It's a base weapon, one we'll be using a lot, so better keep it strong. And the Punisher is a neat little gun. It's not got a lot of strength, but its gimmick is that it can puncture through armor very strong. So it can go through 2 enemies at once, which is a good way to save ammunition. It's down to your own personal preference if you prefer this or the regular handgun. But, because I'm playing this for your entertainment and relaxation, you'll get a taste of every weapon for a little bit before I settle on my final loadout. Part of the genius and the fun of Resident Evil 4 is that there is no right or wrong way to play the game. You can play the entire game with just a knife if you want it. It's really up to you. My loadout doesn't have to be the same as your loadout. The flexibility of this game to just do whatever you want is part of what just makes it so fun. But for now, I'm fine with the Punisher, our starting shotgun, rifle, and TMP. Some weapons will come and go, some will stay with us forever. And hopefully, you stick around long enough in this adventure to find out what weapons will come with us all the way to the end. Either way, you're going to get gameplay of every single one of them. Until then, thank you for your time. Let's continue onwards and advance to save Ashley and the Los Illuminados. We have to micromanage quite a bit in the early game, because we have a lot of weapons but not a very big suitcase, attaché case. But, hey-o. Heads up. This sign's a warning a trap is ahead. I detect a trap card. Quick time event. Tap the square button to sprint. And then dodge. Long range attack. Traps. 2 for 1. Get the trap out of the way for maneuverability and dispose of an enemy. Gotta be accurate though. We got the right weapon for that though. This bolt action rifle is slow, but it's accurate and powerful. A bolt-action rifle round will end most Ganados in a single hit. And I'll be able to use it on bigger enemies down the line when I upgrade it. Rifles are very satisfying to use in this game. But you have to compensate for its weakness of being slow. Hence why it works so well long range. You get that time to make the reload when the enemy takes a while to get in range of melee distance. Let's test out our new Punisher handgun. Enemies, where are you? Ominous music. A plus so far, the Punisher is a slight bit of an improvement accuracy-wise. Tango down. This gun's a little bit more accurate than the base handgun, so that's a plus. And if I get into groups of enemies, the Punisher will punch a hole through at least 2 of them.
Ah, kept you waiting, huh?
Another snake trying to bite us.
Leon, look out. Ganados. Shotgun. Good work.
Shotgun coming in very handy there. Get us out of a pinch. Wasn't expecting him to grab us there. Very low health. Luckily, we get in a distance. Let's heal ourselves. If we use this yellow mixture, we'll recover our health to max and increase our maximum total HP. So the more yellow medicine we use, our maximum health will go up, and we'll need it. Enemy down. So sometimes it's okay if I take damage, because I'm going to have to use yellow medicine to increase my maximum HP. Because enemies are eventually going to get to the stage where they're going to be able to kill me in a single hit, so I need more HP to deal with it. Also, interesting note, check out the map. Thanks to the Merchant's map, it was like, what, 5,000, 6,000 pesetas? We get the exact location of treasures on the map. Wait a minute, there's an enemy nearby. Where is he? Spider sense is tingling. Come on. There he is. 2 of them. Don't let our guard down. 3 of them. Reload. Nice. So thanks to the treasure map from the merchant, I know there's a valuable treasure in this area. One that's definitely worth getting. More money means we get to do more upgrades to our weapons, increasing our overall efficiency. Reload speed, fire rate, damage, and the total capacity of bullets we can hold. Big treasure in point here is an antique pipe. Enemy. Okay, the music's away. I think we're safe for now. I take that back. Eins. Well, he didn't think that one through. He had a nice trip, didn't he? If enemies don't pay attention, they can fall into their own traps. Nice detail. Trap disposed of. Another enemy. Make this easier for us. Just go down. Thank you. I can definitely feel an accuracy shift with the Punisher, so it's a nice little substitute for the base handgun. Another snake. How many snakes are there? This snake must be that other snake's brother. Dear brother! So, these things bite us, but they don't really damage us. They're harmless. So leave them in peace. I spare the crows, I spare tarantulas, and I will spare the snakes. Antique pipe. There's a detailed engraving in this pipe. Let's hope it's worth something. Can sell it to the merchant for lots of pesetas. Advancing onwards. Hope you're enjoying the playthrough so far, my friends. Hopefully it's a nice, entertaining, chilled out, relaxing experience. Even if this game can be stressful at times, hopefully you're enjoying watching it. Whether it's for ASMR or just entertainment. Hope you like it. Continue on. Recon.
Vámonos. Ok, ándale.
The creature in that note was referred to as a Delago. And did I mention we need to get across this lake to find the key to the church? This is going to be problematic, isn't it? I'm not sure if this is completely accurate, but I'm pretty sure Delago literally means from the lake in Spanish. Any Spanish speakers, feel free to clear that out for me. I'm not fluent in Spanish, but it's a nice little touch if it's true. Yellow medicine. Can use this to increase our maximum health if things go sour. Right. If we're going across that lake, that thing looks like it's going to be a problem. So let's go fully stocked and equipped. Make sure every single weapon is reloaded. In case we need it. Always go into battle prepared. Handgun? Yeah. Reload. More medicine. Heal a little bit of health. A small boat. Why do I get the feeling this is going to be like Jaws? Only Resident Evil style. Still, Jaws is an all-time classic movie. So, let's get on this boat. See what happens. The mission comes first. Oh no. Delago knows we're here. The anchor is attached to Delago, so we're being trailed along with it. Need to control. Oh no. We're out of the boat. Get back in the boat, quick. Quick time event, quick time event. Ooh, just narrowly avoided being eaten alive. We need to fight back. Luckily on this boat, it is equipped with harpoons. We need to damage the lake guardian. You know how I said this is going to be like Jaws? Well, I was right. We're going to need a bigger boat, but we don't have one. Open wide. We are dealing damage to it gradually. We just need to make sure we don't collide with anything while it trails us along the water. Continue to damage the Lake Guardian. To our left. Open wide. Tanking a lot of hits. We can do this. To watch out. One more ought to do it. Ready. Let's do this. Smile, you son of a bitch. Man, that looks like it hurts. Quick time event. Cut the rope, quickly. Don't want to get dragged down into the depths. Close call. I can't even imagine how bad that must burn his leg. Good job, Leon. The lake is safe to cross now. Let's see what lies ahead. You sure you're okay, Leon? Oh no. Thank you very much for watching this video. This has been part 2 of Resident Evil 4 ASMR, the village section. And I hope you have been enjoying this survival horror, relaxing entertainment ASMR series. Just a friendly reminder, if you like, I greatly appreciate it if you could drop a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps boost visibility on YouTube for this channel. And I'd always be thankful to anyone that's kind enough to comment, like, or subscribe, but that's your own choice. If this is the kind of content you like, please feel free to check out my channel, Alakazam ASMR, where I have a collection of various types of content, from full ASMR style playthroughs of games to role plays and other miscellaneous types of content, and more as time goes on. Hopefully I'll see you there. Until then, thank you very much for your time and watching this video. I wish you love and happiness in your life, my friend. Take it easy, no matter who you are or where you are. I am Alakazam ASMR. And thank you for watching Resident Evil 4 ASMR. See you in the next episode. Leon's took not well, fallen ill due to the effect of Las Placas he has been infected with. What'll happen from now? Will he find the key and enter the church and save Ashley? And who was that mysterious woman in the red dress? And will Leon finally get his revenge match against Chief Mendez? Find out in the next episode, Part 3 of Resident Evil 4 ASMR, the Village section. Until then, take care of yourself, my friend. I am Alakazam ASMR, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Have a good time, and adios, my friends.